We talked about like some strange prophecy or some shit.
Yes.
I read a prophecy off and nobody gave a shit about it, and that was really sad.
I asked about it.
Yeah, I listened. I said I need to
Yeah.
write it down though.
We asked for you to repeat it.
I'm a slow typer.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
The good news is the DPS is pretty good in Owlspool. On everyone.
Oh god, this journal looks so different to my other journal.
Why?
My other one's full of shit.
Oh, your other one actually has stuff in it?
Yeah. I used that thing quite heavily in the other campaign.
Ilya.
Yes.
I tried copying and pasting the thing you wrote to write down the prophecy in the
giant picture.
In the giant picture.
The fucking smug anime, smug horror high.
It just took me off guard.
Do you like the pin on her mouth?
Yes.
That's smug horror high.
Oh,
So yeah, last time you guys did that, Cernan let the party know, or let the Church of Pharasma know somebody had busted open the lock using what appeared to be an acid solvent.
And totally not me.
I mean, you didn't break it, to be fair.
I know, but they're gonna blame the guy who has the loot.
Which is all of us, because
technically right now they don't know you have the loot, so you better
That's
just
fair.
hope that they don't find out.
Well, we blame the acid guy, not the.
Oh my god,
Inquisitor
he's
Not
fucking.
the Inquisitor who knows acid splash.
Yeah.
The Black Mage was too far out. He specifically clicked the Black Mage, and it was like. That's some oof and good pain right there. So, yeah, you guys got that loot. You identified all the items, correct?
Yes, we
Yeah, I
did.
believe so.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you managed to identify them, that's why I was just double checking. And then, yeah, you checked the false crypt and got some stuff to take care of haunts, which is interesting. And yeah, and I think I already stated this, but like last session, when you somebody went to check the statue again, and there was another letter. No, there wasn't. Never mind. I'm wrong. Damn it.
Spoilers.
That didn't happen yet.
There's gonna be another letter.
Fuck. Fuck.
I really want to do Pathfinder too, but I'm so conflicted.
Well, I mean, the other players might get mad at me for saying this, but I want you to fucking play Final Fantasy. You're never gonna get a chance to play with a fucking streamer who's insanely good. Like, this is probably one of your best chances to clear. The rest of us can play without you.
Yeah.
At least you're not mad at me.
No, that's why I'm pushing the story along this one. So
if your party does join us,
you got the loot, and I think you guys were you guys spreading out after that to go?
It's gonna be late.
Do some research, or was that the end of this day? I don't remember how we ended it.
We left off with the prophecy thing, and then we were standing in the graveyard. That's where we left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So okay, well, you guys have the loot. Cernan had ran off to go talk to the Church of Pharasma, let them know what you guys found and that sort of thing. Fake crypt, yada yada yada.
They were
butthole wiener
and such.
That sort of thing. So, what do you guys want to do? You go explore it around town. Talk to some villagers. Maybe do some research on something you're curious about.
There was something that I actually did forget about in our last session that I did actually want to do.
Okay.
Whatever. Well, more I just wanted to ask you about. whatever happened to the girl that was playing the fiddle? Like, I know we brought her back, but did anything like happen with that? Like, is she still in that that?
Basically, a very angry town's guardsman came up, grabbed her, and said, "We'll handle this as our town handles ne'er-do-wells," and they walked her off.
Dang it. Okay. Do I know where they took her at all, or no?
You can make a knowledge local check if you want to like kind of guess the cultures of this area, the customs of what they do with criminals in this area.
Alright,
She
I'm gonna do
did.
that.
Or you could either make a knowledge check, a knowledge local, or you can make a I would allow a diplomacy check to ask around town as to gather information.
Let me see. Where's diplomacy? See, yeah, no, I'm gonna do just a knowledge local for that.
Okay, go ahead and give me a roll.
If he can't get it, I'd like to pile in on that too.
All right, go ahead. And 8, you're not sure. You're certain that they'll probably handle the criminal somewhere. They'll keep it within town, possibly either in the jail or
that's all you
maybe.
want.
Jesus Christ, you two. So you're not exactly sure where the girl would be, but it's safe to assume she'd probably be in like a jail or something. At least until they do whatever they decide to do with her.
Is there? Do I know where this jail would be at all, or no?
You could find her with relative ease.
'Cause I was gonna. I kind of want to see if I could get any information out of her if she's not still in that
Comatose
catatonic.
state,
Yeah.
Catatonic, that's the word. Right?
Yeah. In that trance-like state.
It's early.
Yeah, you can. Do you want to go try and talk to the girl then?
Yeah. Just at least get some information before they inevitably, what I'm guessing they're going to do is cut off her head.
Off with her head! So,
or burn her
yeah,
at the stake.
You can go down and there's a guardsman and he's kind of like sitting there like flipping through the local magazine question mark.
just flipping through a book.
Oh yeah, he's reading a book. That would make more sense.
Reading a book.
Through a book.
It's a book, How to Guard 101.
It's actually an erotic fantasy novel.
Of course it is.
With a hard cover on the front end of it that says DIY.
Oh my god.
So yeah, he's just kind of sitting at his desk thumbing through a book.
He got me all distracted.
He's now thinking, what kind of fantasy book?
She's like, what you reading there?
Hey there, sugar tits.
Do you need a good piece of paper?
How good's that porn?
How will you not?
Alright, but yeah, I'm gonna go up and ask if I could see the prisoner to ask her a few questions. Well, actually, no, I'm gonna ask if the prisoner is still in that like a trance-like state first.
He kind of looks at me and goes, "Yeah, can't get nothing out of it."
Nothing. Do you mind if I see her anyway? See if I can get anything?
Sure, anything for the heroes of town.
Alright. Thank you. I'm gonna head back there and see if I can... Is there any rolls I can make to see if I can, like... If I know any way of getting her out of this state?
You can make a heal check.
A heal check. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be great.
I'm gonna drag you guys back to the map of Raven Grove, by the way.
12.
You're not sure, you know, medicine isn't exactly your area of expertise, but you're not sure you know of any way to...
Wait, medicine isn't my area of expertise. I'm a patient seller.
Potion seller?
Patient seller.
Yeah, you know about kind of crazy ways to make potions do shit.
I know. Alright.
Oh my god, these DPS are fucking trolls, dude.
What do they do?
They're just terrible.
They are.
And, so yeah, she's still sitting there kind of like she's chained to the wall, like arms above her head, feet chained to the floor, and she's just, she looks dead. Like if she wasn't breathing, you would assume she's dead.
Like nothing I do will get any kind of reaction out of her.
You can like throw a rock at her head and she'll just sit there.
Is she like visibly injured or just fucking out of it?
She doesn't appear. There doesn't appear to be any obvious injuries aside from standing in combat with you guys. One of you may have bumped her with your sword or something, or when you knocked the fiddle out of her hand, that might have scraped her hand or anything. But other than that, there doesn't appear to be any like debilitating injuries on her.
Burn from a bomb.
Yeah, that.
I'm done.
All right. Well, if
Try showing her the fiddle.
yeah, I can. All right. Yeah, I'll pull out the fiddle, see if she reacts to it at all. Not close.
Yeah,
sits
yeah.
there?
She still just sits there staring off into like the ground, just kind of like head drooped down, eyes kind of like half open, just staring.
Polly wanna diddle with the fiddle?
All right. I'll put the fiddle away, and I guess I'll take my leave since nothing really I can do with her.
Okay, as you walk in, I says, "You done with her?"
Unfortunately, yes. She seems to still be in that catatonic state, like you said, and doesn't seem like anything I can do will get anything out of her.
Right. Well, might as well get you fit with any questions you got. Captain's hanging her tomorrow.
I assume so.
That's what she gets. Damn necromancer. What?
Maybe you could like.
Dan is probably insulted by my accent.
Probably.
I'm really bad with accents.
I'm staying, so.
It's okay, Joe.
I'm staying, so it's okay, I guess.
Playing Dragon Quest, I had to message him a sentence and be like, "Dan, can you translate this Cockney shit for me?"
You mean like you did last night?
Yeah. Sure, you could. Like, we haven't told none of them know about the fiddle, right?
Yeah.
No.
Why don't we like tell them about the fiddle so they know she was probably ensorcelled to do whatever the fuck she was doing?
I know,
No.
but I don't want to give up the fiddle. I feel like they'd want it.
Give me that fucking fiddle.
No, I want it. It's mine.
I don't know. This is a town that like abhors evil things. They'd probably be thankful that we told the truth, and then be like, "Now get that devilish object out of our sights."
Yeah, fair enough.
Satan fiddle out of here.
Like they would hate something like this.
Yeah.
But it might
I
be
know.
worth mentioning to them.
Satan fiddle.
Yeah.
James, there's a Satan fiddle.
Before I leave, I'm gonna turn back to him. Well, it might not have been entirely her fault. We found this, and I pull out the fiddle.
What's that there?
It, from what we were able to gather, it seemed to have hypnotized her. It's had a dark magic to it, I guess.
He kind of just eyes you and says, "Doesn't matter what drove her to do this. She'll pay nonetheless."
She was ensorcelled, you twit.
Yeah, because a backwater town in the middle of Transylvania gives a shit about ensorcelled.
Yeah, I understand. I understood it probably wouldn't mean anything.
I was just memeing Cade mostly.
Yeah.
I know. It'd be great if this bitch would wake up, because then maybe we could just like break her out of here and sneak her off somewhere and be like, "Oh, I don't know, man. She escaped. She escaped."
What is this symbol of Iomade here? We don't have any churches of Iomade. What is this, an alchemist bomb? We don't have any alchemists.
In the distance, all you hear is, "Oh God!"
As I try to bash
you
her
hear
cage.
You hear "In the name of God" as a wall fucking explodes from a bomb.
It's like I become like the fucking Kool-Aid man. Just wherever I'm called, wherever anyone plays Powerball, it's like I'm crashing through the wall. Well, what do we do about this then, Shira?
I don't think there is anything we can do, honestly.
Is there, like, describe this area we're in. Is it just the one guard watching her?
You're basically inside the guardhouse. Like, this is the barracks that also doubles as a jail cell.
Hmm.
Who keeps blooping?
Me.
That's somebody's
That
right.
would be, yeah, it's the luminance.
There's a lot of Lorenzo. And then one each of Dan and Ilya.
Because Lily really overuses the enter button.
To be fair, I do that a lot too.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, like I said, it's basically like a barracks. Is where the guards, when they're on duty, they come here to sleep. Kind of like think of like a fire department, where they're on like 48-hour shifts or whatever.
Yeah.
AK, we're not breaking anyone out of this. Without, you know,
you guys
turning...
can try. I'm not saying that. I'm just telling
no,
you what the
I'm
building
saying
is.
that. I'm saying even if Cade wants to, I'm not going to help him do this.
We could try.
No!
But sure.
I object!
So just as a quick note, somebody in the Xenos chat was like, "What are these DPS doing?" And somebody said, "Their best." I don't know why.
See,
That's so
I
funny.
was more a fan of the one that said that they were recording the floor point of view.
I like the shoutcasting from the floor.
Can we maybe convince like a healer or a priest or somebody to come look at her?
You could probably find somebody to try and take a look at her.
Like to see, like, were those guys that wanted to bless the shit out of Dan, like still around?
Yeah.
Dan walks in here, they just immediately threw holy water at him.
Be gone, Satan!
Not today, actually, Satan.
They're not hanging her till the next day, right?
I don't think I have like a spell or
the
anything
next
that I could
morning.
use to try to rouse her, other than like throwing water on her with magic. Like in game terms, is her ass like unconscious, like minus hit points or anything?
The woman?
Yeah.
No, she doesn't appear to be hurt, really.
Okay, because I'm trying to see if there's anything like that maybe I could do. That's why I suggested because I don't have enough to like try to rouse her unless I just like give her a tiny surge of HP or like throw water on her.
You can, if you would like, you can also go make a heal check on her to see if you can like identify anything or.
Okay.
Let me think. I'm trying to think of whatever knowledge skill could apply to this. It should just be heal.
So I'm trying to think of like what I can do for her, but I'm kind of limited at the moment.
The only other thing I would allow a. No, there isn't really any knowledge checks that could apply to this. 16. With the 16, you don't think that there's anything like particularly wrong with her? She just like mentally, it seems like there's something wrong. Like there's something wrong mentally with her.
Oh wait, no, I'm level 2. I can do this at will. Do I detect like any evil enshrouding her?
No, she seems to be of a neutral alignment.
Yeah, but is there like any around her?
No, she appears to be just completely neutral in everything about her. You could do a... Oh, wait! As an Inquisitor, can't you do Sense Motive to find out extra shit?
I had something for... I mean, I just get a bonus to Sense Motive, actually, like, period.
I would... Since you're Inquisitor, I would allow you a Sense Motive check.
What am I sensing, exactly?
You're trying to see, like, if she's just intentionally not talking to you, if she's hiding something, if she's trying to not speak to you, if she's like, "Oh, I don't see you, you're not there." Yeah, see, that's why I allowed it.
That's dumb, by the way.
What?
Well, he gets his wisdom and his intelligence or something to that. What do you get? Wisdom and level.
Yeah, I think so.
He gets his wisdom, half his level, and any points he puts into Sense Motive as a bonus.
It's not fair.
You do not lie to an Inquisitor.
Oh, wait. Actually...
That's not even high enough, is it, kid?
I'm, like, checking something real quick. I get my wisdom plus my int on like knowledge checks, not for sense motive.
There is something Inquisitors get for sense motive, though. I
Yeah.
know for a fact.
Yeah, because I've got like an extra +1 toted on here, but I didn't make a note of it apparently, so I don't know
Let
where
me
it's
see.
coming
So
from.
Inquisitors.
I have it on the trait column.
So Inquisitors are skilled at sensing deception and intimidating their foes. An Inquisitor receives a morale bonus on all intimidate and sense motive checks equal to 1/2 her Inquisitor level.
Right, that's what it is. Okay. So that's why it's a +1 because I'm only level 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you sense that, like, in addition to your heal check, with her having something wrong mentally, it's probably like maybe some form of like PTSD or some sort of like trauma that she experienced that unhinged her mind.
Hmm. Is the guard still nearby?
He's in like at the end of the hallway, yeah, reading his porno mag.
I want to like ask him if they know who she is or where she came from.
Don't know, don't care.
Well, okay then. Just taking the wind out of my sails here.
It's to be expected, though.
Goddamn Hicks. Well, thoughts, Shira? I'm like running out of ideas of what to do to.
I have no idea. Like, I kind of liked your idea with bringing the healers in, but now, like, I doubt that would do anything.
I mean, we can still go ask. Like, they did say like if we needed anything from them, they'd be willing to help. So.
Well, I mean, like, I know that, but I'm like, I feel like we're gonna bring them in, and they're not, like, anything they do isn't gonna do anything.
Just really quick, Al, did you notice if that Astro popped light speed?
I did not know.
They didn't heal for that whole sequence.
I'm not surprised.
Like, you cast 3 suckers, and I didn't see anything happen on the cast bar.
They're also not raising, so. And I cannot.
I didn't mean to go off on a tangent. I wanted Al to recognize that.
No, that's okay.
Because I know it's how hard it is to try and watch your co-healer as as you're healing.
So do we want to see if we can go to the church and get some healers then to look at her?
Church of Desna?
Yeah. These nuts.
Okay. Yeah, you can go to the... Sorry, I was bringing up my sheet of people at the church. Are you going to try and find that one priest?
Yeah.
Okay. Franklin, as I've changed his name.
Franklin the turtle.
I'm gonna follow Reynold.
Okay. You guys can go down to the Church of Desna. You can look around, ask maybe an Abbey boy. Hey, Abbey boy, where is Franklin? He'll point you in direction. And you can find Franklin. Hey, guys!
Just like that. Hi, guys, I'm a priest! I'm helping!
Hey, guys, you need some healing? What do you need?
Oh, hello. We would like you to take a look at the girl that we brought in from the graveyard that was necromancing all over the place.
That cunt? I nearly died thanks to her,
We understand that, but...
Yeah, well, I nearly died thanks to this alchemist here, but I'm still traveling with him.
You guys are so funny. Let's go have a look.
Thank you. We just assumed if maybe there was something you could do, we might be able to get a little more information out of her.
So you guys can go down there. He'll crouch down. He sniffs her hair. No.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let him know like what I found in my preliminary look.
That sounds terrible. Let's have a look. And he gets down. He does a heal check. Let me do a GM roll.
Joe, is this priest on cocaine? Should I be worried?
Guys, give me 1 sec. I'll be right back.
I'm doing a DM really quick. I'm just checking his modifiers. Okay. So yeah, he looks at him and goes, "This woman, in all of her beauty, has been shattered mentally.
Alright.
I don't know who did it. I don't know who did it. I don't know why they did it. I don't even know if somebody did it. But something made this woman not work.
Not work.
Her head," and he pulls out an egg from his pocket. "This is her brain. This is her
No,
brain now," and he
please.
just smashes it against the floor.
Is that your brain on drugs right now? Priest drugs.
I'm trying. Oh, it counted it.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck this ass is doing. So yeah, according to the priest, her mind is just, it's gone.
Alright. Well, is there anything we can do for her? I mean, they're about to kill her for something she probably didn't have much to do with.
Oh, she deserves to die. Did I tell you about my face wounds? He kind of
I'm talking
leans
about
into
my
you.
claymore wounds.
He kind of leans in. He goes, "I nearly died thanks to her. We lost most of the Church of Desna. They died in that attack. Their children had to see their dead families. As far as I'm concerned, she can rot in the pits with Asmodeus." And he leans back. "Well, is that all you needed?"
Yeah, I guess. Go back to your cocaine fields.
"I don't do cocaine," and he just walks out.
Anymore!
Hey, Al, he assumes you've cleared.
I'll take it.
Where the fuck? I need to grab some. I need to grab something to snack really quick. I'm sorry. I
That's
didn't
fine.
realize how fucking hungry I was until just now. We should have something I can grab really quick. Where the fuck is something to snack on really quick? Shira's not back anyways yet, so I guess that gives him time to get back.
Alright, I'm back.
Well, fucking Christ. Are you waiting for me to say something like that?
No, I literally just sat down.
I don't believe you.
Alright.
Shira, don't troll me like that. My butthole can't take it.
Well, I'm sorry.
Shira, my butt. Fuck, I guess I'm eating pizza tonight.
Also, so Joe,
How dare you?
just random segue, that little girl that got cursed and shrunk in Dragon Quest, by the way, I can put her in the Playboy Bunny outfit.
See, Kate, this is why you're on a list.
Square Enix should be on the list. They did this, not me.
What did
I
I
did
miss,
not
by the
put her in
way?
it because I don't have all the pieces of it yet.
The priest, basically, he took a look at her. Her mind is completely shattered. And he also said she deserves to die. She can rot in the pits of with Asmodeus.
And something about her face.
Oh,
Yeah,
he
it's
said,
not-
Face
yeah.
wounds.
He
Have you
said-
seen my face wounds?
Kate was like, "Is there anything we can do for her? She's gonna be hanged." He goes, "She deserves to die. Have you seen my face wounds?"
Yeah, well, just see what happened in the store. That guy's grandma ripped me open like the last scene of Aliens.
If you said that to me, you'd be like, "Yeah, and that was her fault."
And this is the woman you're trying to save.
Alright.
Sorry, I was heating up some. I'm trying to heat up some rice really quick. I didn't realize how fucking hungry I was until just now.
It's alright.
Welcome to the rice field.
Welcome to the
Oh,
rice
and
field.
Xenos assumes Al has cleared the fight
Oh.
because basically this other healer that Al's playing with is complete ass. And Al was, or the Xenos was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure the guy who hasn't cleared is this Astro. Everybody else seems like they've cleared at least once."
To be fair, Al, you've seen Enrage, right? I think.
Yeah, he's basically cleared at this point.
That's basically cleared.
For healers, in my opinion, that's basically cleared. Like with DPS, seeing Enrage is one thing. That means either you died too much or your DPS wasn't good enough. For healers, you kept everyone alive to see Enrage. You did your job.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry, guys. I'm heating up this rice, and I'm just so fucking hungry.
That's okay.
Make me some food, please.
Here, Dan, you want some rice?
Sure.
It's 7 days old. It's a little,
Fine.
it's a little gross. I think I see some mold right here. That'll add some flavor.
That's fine. I have an iron stomach.
Oh, did you take the feet, Iron Stomach?
No, I just have an iron stomach.
I don't believe you. Dan took Iron Stomach.
Is that an actual feat?
I don't know. There's a
Yes.
feat. I know there's a feat. I think it's Iron Gut actually, and it lets you take, like, basically, if you make a Fortitude save to resist being drunk, you roll twice and take the better result.
I know in Kingdom Come, they have a skill that you can pick, which is iron stomach, so you can eat like rotten food.
Hell yeah. So yeah, the basically the priest, just to reiterate, the priest of Desna more or less told you guys, I can't do anything for her, and even if I could, I wouldn't, because she should die.
Fair enough. And I would have rebutted, if you could, you should, so we can get more information about these filthy heretics.
Heretics!
Shh, 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 shh. Calm down, calm down. I'm just trying to appeal to their better nature.
You hear a you hear like a yelp from the other room as the scream scares him.
I'm wholly triggered right now.
And you
Holy
died
shit.
because you ran too fast.
No, it's because I'm wholly triggered.
Alright, well, what now?
I can't do anything.
I don't know. I'm out of ideas. I feel like Joe doesn't want us to save this one.
No, it's not that I don't want you to. It's that, like, as of right now, you guys don't see a way to save her. If you want to break her out of prison, that is an option. You can try that.
I'm not going to. I'm not going to support this. Reynold can do that himself if he wants to.
Yeah.
I feel like as an Inquisitor he wouldn't anyway.
Yeah.
Like, being lawful good, it's one of those things, like, I really want to, but I'm not gonna.
Also,
Well, you
though,
can still
being
be,
lawful-
yeah, look, it doesn't mean anything.
I was gonna say,
Well, I know, like,
It just means you have your own set of code
Like,
and you're
because
just
I'm,
going
like-
to stick by that.
because I'm lawful good and an Inquisitor of Iomade, like, I totally get where this priest is coming from, honestly, and I'm partially on
yeah,
his
that's
side.
what I'm saying. Like, with
But I
Kate's
also
character,
feel like it wasn't her fault.
with Kate's character, it's actually kind of interesting because, like he said, as a priest of Iomade, on one side, he probably wants her to die, but on the other hand, as a priest of Iomade, he wants to try and save her.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, I'm trying to save her, but at the same time, like, there's only so far I'm going to go to do that.
Yeah, you're not going to break your own morals to do it.
Yeah.
You're gonna you just cut down every guard in the city and save her.
In the name of God, chop, 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 chop!
Yeah, though I don't think there's anything we can do for her.
Yeah, like, I've been looking through my page and stuff and trying to think. I don't think there's really much I can do here without, like, provoking the whole town or compromising.
Yeah,
my
exactly.
character.
I could get her free, but yep, Dal ain't going to be happy with us.
Mhm.
I'm gonna run over all these bunnies in anger.
Yeah, they also won't do good for me, and I'm trying to lay low in this town for a little bit, at least.
At least for a little bit.
I know there's metal slimes.
I wreck shit on the way out, I don't mind so much.
There you go. How about this? I'll do a skill check for this. Oh, it didn't save it. Dang it. Hang on.
That's sure flip his.
There we go. That's the check I wanted. Ilya, does that work?
No.
I know.
Fix whatever's wrong with this bitch check, yes, please.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I leave the jail. I guess nothing I can do.
Yeah, I got nothing at this point.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to do.
Any like research? Any questions you want to ask people? Anything to that effect?
Oh, we should probably try to find out more about this fiddle. We can like find it in books or something.
Yeah. I'd be down to do that.
Also, can look up this prophecy.
Yeah, that too. That's probably important.
Yeah.
Just maybe. Not sure though. It's not something we would have like written down or anything.
Joke's
Well,
on
if it's
you.
a prophecy,
I
it's got to be
memorized
written
it.
down somewhere at some point.
Yeah.
I know, I just mean that we didn't like write it down when Joe first said it.
Plot canceled.
No.
The prophecy means nothing. It was just an old wives' tale.
Some child scrawled that in. Thinking back, it was definitely child's handwriting.
A child's handwriting that knew the language of the gods.
He made it up.
It just was complete coincidence.
The kid thought he made up a cool language, but it turns out he just saw it in a book one time and copied it like a fucking stupid idiot. Okay. So where do you guys want to go research? I don't know if any of you remember that.
The library.
Yeah.
So the place you can research, there was I think there's you can go back to the Lorimer place where Kendra's at and look through all of her father's personal library, go through all that stuff. There's the Ravengrow Town Hall, which has a bunch of records kept there that you can look through and everything. There's the Temple of Pharasma, which has extensive notes on like the history of the town, and there's also the Unfurling Scroll, which is the schoolhouse / magic shop / small library. So you got a couple options. It's up to what do you guys want to do.
I would suggest that Adric and Reynold go research the prophecy, and I was going to research the fiddle. If you guys think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
And I personally would go to where Kendra, I think her name was, you said, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I was gonna go to where she is and search that.
Shira,
Yes.
we are not ERPing.
No.
Stop PMing me about it.
Fine. No, but I would go through the little personal library there, because he it seems like he might have something on that, like that at least like the town wouldn't have something on the fiddle at least.
Okay. So you wanted to research the prophecy, or the fiddle, I mean.
Yeah.
So that I would say that's still a knowledge arcana check, and you'll get a slight bonus for using the research notes here.
Okay, I keep hitting the wrong tab. There we go. Knowledge Arcana, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, and you're getting a +2 bonus.
+2.
My
Alright.
cat is reading Twitch chat. She's pretty soon she's gonna be a toxic piece of garbage.
What?
Jinx was like staring at Twitch chat, and I was like, "What is she doing?" Excuse me. So, with your bonus, which is a +2 for using the library, You look through, you don't really see anything obvious that alludes to any sort of like magical fiddle or anything of that nature. Like the professor at least doesn't seem to have gathered any sort of notes or like any sort of information on like powerful magical items in that regard. Most of his stuff, in
Alright.
fact, does seem to be related to something called the Whispering Way. You're not sure what that's about.
Yeah.
But a lot of his notes, like a lot of the book material he has and notes, it pretty much alludes to something. It'll be like this long drawn out passage and be like, and that's why it relates to the Whispering Way.
Okay.
And let me double check if you guys. Excuse me. If you and you might not remember this because it's been a hot minute. The Whispering Way was referenced in the journal entry from the professor. In his journals,
Okay.
he had several circled entries, and the very first entry was from about 10 years ago, and it had said it had spoke specifically about the Whispering Way.
So I think we need to be asking about the Whispering Way then.
Most likely, yes.
No, you need to punch a clown in the face.
Well, I need to punch an Astro in the face.
That too.
Mhm.
So it's okay, Zachary. Switch to white mage. I got you back on Scholar.
Okay,
Mm,
well, let's cut back over to Kate and Dan really quick, just because these things are happening concurrent.
You're concurrent.
So, Kate
Yeah.
and Dan, you guys want to
Mhm.
research that prophecy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Um, do you have any specific place in mind, or do you want to try and like identify a good place to go?
Well, I'm new to the town, so it makes sense for me to try and identify a place.
Okay, make a knowledge religion check.
Knowledge religion.
Not bad.
All right, nice, Kate.
And
So
then I
let's get
not only find where to go, I tell it to him in haiku.
All right. Well, one thing you recognize, you kind of look around town. Talk about like, hey, has anybody got any idea about a prophecy? Um, Reynald knows. He's a holy man. He has a a great deal of experience. With at least the good aligned gods. Maybe not all the evil gods, but he does know at least most of the good and some of the neutral. Fate and all of its machinations are typically in the domain of Pharasma.
Alrighty then.
So anything to do with like fate, Pharasma is the god of birth, death, fate, prophecy, and rebirth. So anything to do with any of those would typically be related to a Pharasman-based church, you'd assume.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Pharasma it is.
Is there one of those in the area, or is it just the Church of Desna?
No, the Church of Pharasma, that's the one that Al or Cernan had ran to earlier
Oh,
and got
okay.
permission and everything from.
Then to the church.
No. Wait, isn't that where the prophecy came from? No.
It was in the graveyard, which is
Yeah.
managed
Yeah.
by the Church of Pharasma.
Yeah.
So yeah, the church, if I'm not mistaken, is somewhere over here. I believe it's that building. I'm not 100% though. So yeah, you guys can go and go over there to research the prophecy. You can give me either a knowledge arcana a knowledge history, or a knowledge religion. I will allow any of them. You can choose one.
Knowledge Arcana from me. Clearly, I'm not drinking enough. Give me a second.
I'm at that.
Smashes glass.
That means I'll be right back as well. I'm be right back.
Alright, I'm gonna shovel rice into my mouth.
In that case, I'll just down the rest of this drink and then pour the other one.
I need to get something to drink myself.
Actually, fuck that. Just drink it from the bottle. Be quicker. I'm glad I don't start my shift till late tomorrow.
Dancing bunny wenches?
You're a dancing bunny, wench you?
You're a
Hold on, while
dancing
we wait for
bunny.
people to get back. Kate, have you heard about the leaks for Final Fantasy?
For like 14 or something?
Well, supposedly, we're not sure if it is
Well,
a leak or not.
No, I haven't.
supposed leak, but his history is pretty good, so.
Mhm. I have
It's
not.
got a 60% or
He's got a
63.
technically he could have a 90% because one of his predictions that was technically wrong is still technically right. It's just
What
it
was that?
wasn't. Let me pull up the fucking thing earlier because I don't have it up now. But somebody listed all of his predictions.
Is it on Reddit?
Yeah, somebody made a post on Reddit.
Yeah, I saw that.
With that sweet knowledge, broskies.
So basically, he leaked that we're getting a Blue Mage job in 4.5. We're not in 4.5, but we're getting Blue Mage before we get the next expansion.
Like how we got Ninja.
Oh, I didn't see that part.
Yeah,
I
he
saw that he said that the new jobs were going to be.
Yeah, they said Blue Mage is going to be a job when it's going to come out early, like Ninja did, and the reason that they are able to do that is because rather than have Ninja and 3 jobs, it's Ninja and 2 jobs, or it's Blue Mage and then 2 jobs.
Okay.
So they're still only working on 3 jobs, but they're just releasing one early. And then some people were saying, well, maybe they're going to release it. They're gonna since Alphino, there's been a lot of things kind of alluding to him becoming a Blue Mage.
Have there?
There's a lot of like iconography that points him to blue specifically, and not Alfie, Alice has had a lot of red. Like in the opening, and this is going way back, but I wouldn't put it past Yoshi P to do the long con. Back in 2.0, and the opening cutscene with him, Alice is wearing a red shirt with a red bow, and Alphino is wearing a blue shirt and a blue bow.
Yep. When you first meet him.
And every other character in the Scions has had a class upgrade except Alfie.
That is true.
He's still an Arcanist.
That would be a good parallel, I guess.
But to be fair, he's an Arcanist that can summon fucking 50 billion carbuncles.
He's an Arcanist with special monsters.
Yeah, he's like a super Arcanist specialist. Like he is.
And have you seen his Psychic? My god. I would kill for that Psychic.
Yeah, he's like the master Arcanist.
That was something, and then there was a bunch of other shit they were talking about, but I don't remember any of it because this was at like fucking 9 o'clock this morning. I was reading this, like about the Blue Mage and Alfie specifically. I don't remember everything.
What you guys talking about?
Supposed leaks for the new expansion.
Oh.
I'm still more on the mind. Like, don't get me wrong, Blue Mage is one of my favorite jobs, and I would love for it to be included. I'm just curious how they would do it in an MMO setting.
It was in 11, and it worked fine.
Yeah, but 11, I don't think 11 had the same way of the system we do, though.
It had completely different. Like with 11, it worked. Blue Mage is the one where like they steal moves from monsters, right?
Yeah, like
it depends on the
abilities and they learn it is the general lore.
Like
it depends on the game. Like the way it works in 11 is originally Blue Mages would literally graft pieces of monsters onto themselves to gain their abilities.
Oh, that's creepy.
And eventually that was a little less possible as any media where you're grafting other creatures onto yourself, especially beast creatures. It never works.
Like I could see it as a thing where like if you're just studying a monster's fighting style type magic
In
thing.
11 eventually molded into you sacrificed your humanity and your soul to infuse monster abilities into yourself.
That's odd.
And they were talking about how Blue Mage would work in this. Like, I'm trying to find the thread really quick. But it would be similar to Summoner in that it's based on a few specific ones rather than like a massive collection of every single monster in the game like other Blue Mages.
Yeah,
where it would be like it'd be
See-
kind of like primals, but it would be weaker primals, like weaker versions of primals or something.
See, and that's why if they were going to go that route, I would almost rather, instead of them doing Blue Mage, they do the Morpher job, because that would actually make more sense to that route, because that's basically all Morphers are. They channel
Right.
different monsters and use their abilities, so
And this is
be a stance
again,
though.
this could all be fake. Like,
Yeah.
it's just this guy has had a good track record, is why it's
Yeah,
possible.
no, I gotcha.
The other two things are the next two jobs for the expansion are Dancer and a Gunblade base class, which we've all expected that with Garland.
Yeah, I think we go into Garlemald, because I feel like when we finally get to 5.0, we're going to start in Garlemald the way that we started in.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna start going into Garlemald. Like we won't get to. I don't think we'll see the capital for like another expansion or two, personally.
Yeah, but we'll get to the continent.
But I think we'll start like because there's not really much else for us to do unless we go to like Thavnarian or something.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised, because I remember originally they said that the new deep dungeon was going to be Thavnair, but then we got Heaven on High, so I don't know what they're going to do for Thavnair.
And the other what else leaks are there? Oh, the 4 bosses. What was it, Dan? Chaos.
Chaos,
Midgard,
Midgard, Omega, and then
Adam and Eve
Adam
was
and
the
Eve.
next one.
Yeah.
Adam and Eve is apparently the final boss.
Of, like,
And-
Alphascape?
Yes. Omega's apparently 3.
Which doesn't make sense for me.
I could see
Yeah.
them pulling a fast one and being like, "Oh ho!
You thought.
Bitch!"
Yeah, but it's just the fact of if Omega had someone else that was stronger than him, then why is he doing this whole fucking thing in the first place?
Yeah.
So okay, here is the.
He's already found the person that's stronger than him.
Just really quick, here are his accurate leaks. The name and nature specifically of 4.3's Primal, specific story events, and like namely the scenario at the end of the story and the specifically involved characters. He leaked, and these are all months in advance. He leaked the Monster Hunter World Crossover event, which like there's no even reason to sugarcoat that. There's no fucking way anyone could have known that was coming. I never would have expected a Monster Hunter collaboration with Final Fantasy XIV.
Yeah, I wouldn't have either.
And then the last thing he leaked is the boss of 4.4.
See, I would have thought of the whole Monster Hunter thing because, like JGP said, they came to him before at 1.0 with that sort of shit.
Yeah, but even then, it's such a far. Like at that point, it's like almost anybody could have had a like you. In my opinion, that's a bit of a reach.
Because, like, you know, we've had, like, you know, the yokai crossover, but to be fair, that's owned by Square.
Yeah. And then the last leak is 2 new races next X pack, Vera and one unnamed one, and he alluded to it being a lion-based race for the Japanese player base, like a lion-based race, like a beast race, to satisfy the Japanese players because they've been bitching about wanting a they really want a beast race, like a more bestial race.
Yeah. I mean, I do too. Like, I like Miko and stuff, but let's be real, they're just cosplayers.
Yeah. All right, back to Pathfinder. Sorry for that tangent.
I was about to say, like, as much as I like talking about Final
Yeah,
Fantasy,
we can
This
pick that
started
up.
because you were gone.
I know.
But final comment I was going to say earlier in the discussion, though, was but my big thing for Blue Mage is, as a DPS, sure, I'm fine with it. Like, earlier in Stormblood, everyone kept swearing to God it was going to be a healer. I'm like, just no. It's just not.
Personally, I think it'll be Blue Mage as a tank.
I'd be fine with that,
Not
too,
tank,
honestly.
I think it'll be a Red Mage, but opposite. So it'll be
Yeah.
it'll do melee combos and then flip out to cast spells.
Probably.
I want a tank.
I think Gunblade will be the tank.
Because, like, honestly, for healing, you got White Wind. That's it.
Like,
Yeah.
I legit think it'll be Gunblade as the tank, Dancer obviously as the healer, and then Blue Mage as the DPS.
Hmm.
Then again, you never know. They might give us Geomancer as a healer.
Maybe.
Okay,
Hey.
enough Final
Like
Fantasy.
the whole Astro thing. Yeah,
Shush.
yeah,
Don't
okay.
shush me, I'll kill all of you.
Not you.
We're researching
The
Shiva.
sky falls, everyone dies.
Ha, good thing I'm inside. I'm protected.
So, yeah, you guys did some researching. Let's see, 15 and a 10 plus the bonus. I didn't tell you guys anything yet, did I?
No.
No,
Okay.
we rolled and then you said nothing.
Don't sass me, Dan. I will punch my cat in the head.
Do it.
No, you won't.
Do it, pussy.
I just did it. She's looking at me angrily.
Maybe if I punch my cat in the head, your cat will feel it.
You get a +4 bonus there at the Temple of Pharasma to research things. So +4. That's a pretty nice little bonus. So you guys you sift through the records, you know, maybe talk to the priest a little bit, you know, hey, we read about this prophecy, blah blah blah. None of them seem to really know anything. You know, one of the priests kind of like waves his hand, says, "Pharasma works through mysterious ways," and
What your
kinda
mom
just-
said last night.
he kind of just walks away. Doesn't really help you at all. But you guys don't really turn up anything specifically about a prophecy or anything alluding to a prophecy in any of the records.
Hold on, what was the thing? Do we find any allusions to who the tyrant is referring to?
The
Like,
tyrant,
Like, just in general?
the only references to any tyrant you can find across all research is the Whispering Tyrant.
Okay, and what that?
You can roll a check to identify him.
Which one?
Religion or history?
Would this count as, like, knowing about a creature?
Yes, 100%.
Okay. Plus wisdom.
What's your wisdom?
Good question. 2.
So 20?
Yeah.
What you kind of find out that you look over, the Whispering Tyrant was a lich, basically, like a god lich, who basically made an entire army of, like, he enslaved orcs in the holds of Belkzen and used them to conquer Ustalav.
Stella? That sounds familiar.
That's where you guys are at.
Okay.
That's the region of the world you're in. You're in Ustalav. That's
Okay,
Ustalav
so
is
that's not where I've heard it before, but
I think they've mentioned it. Belkzen specifically is where Giant Slayer takes place, Dan.
oh, okay, maybe that's why.
In Ustalav, they reference it a couple times because I think Skid talks about the Whispering Tyrant.
Mm.
So basically, he was a insanely powerful lich that existed at one point, and it seems that the god Eridan, like, basically challenged him to single combat and won at some point.
Wow.
And you, as a follower of Iomade, know that when the Whispering Tyrant came out again, like when he rose once more, Iomade herself, before she ascended to a god, led a crusade against him, which was the known as the Shining Crusade.
Okay.
So basically, he's a really big deal when it comes to that sort of thing. He is the fear.
He is the one who knocks.
So yeah, any other specific information you guys want to try and glean while you're at the Temple of Pharasma?
Would maybe any of the priests know about our creepy fiddle?
You can ask them. They all kind of like scratch their beards, you know, tap their heads. None of them know too much about a fiddle of any kind, especially a magical fiddle.
Okay.
See, it sounds like bah humbug.
I figured, but never know.
Okay, let's cut back over to Sunin and Zidrum. What do you want to do?
While I'm researching stuff, I'm going to see if I can find anything Like all the notes just kept like mentioning the Whispering Way, right?
There was a lot, like not every single note,
Well, yeah, it's like
but
a lot of them.
proportionally speaking, it was probably like 95% about the Whispering Way compared to the rest.
Can I try to find anything that's specifically like what it is? And
You can make a knowledge arcana or a knowledge religion to research that.
20.
Okay. Are you gonna do something now?
Hold on. Which one was it?
Arcana or religion? Amazing.
Eh, I'm not gonna play out what it was.
What's it
What's religion?
I was like,
Wait, there are gods?
hey, have
What
you
are
heard
the
about this?
gods?
Have you heard about this guy called Iomade? And Zidrum's like, Iomade's a girl.
Excuse me, have you heard about our Lord and Savior?
I met a girl named that once.
Or Zidrum, sorry. With a 22 with the modifier for researching it here, you can find out a couple pieces of information. So the first one is the Whispering Way. It's a sinister organization of necromancers that has been active in the Inner Sea region for probably 2,000 to 3,000 years,
Hold on.
possibly longer. Here, to make it easier so you guys don't have to type it so much, let's just do this. I'm not reformatting it because I'm lazy.
Thank you. No, that's perfectly fine.
Okay, the other thing is the agents of the Whispering Way often seek alliances with undead creatures or are themselves undead. Their most notorious member, hint hint, was Tar Bafan, the Whispering Tyrant.
Tubs of fun.
Although the society itself has existed much longer than even him. And then the last thing you can find out is the Whispering Way itself is a series of philosophies that can only be transferred via whispers. The philosophies are never written or spoken of loudly, making the exact goals and nature of the secret philosophy difficult for outsiders to learn much about.
Alright.
And no, I wasn't gonna do anything additional because I don't know what they're doing. So
I ruled
I-
it basically that you were traveling with Zidrum the whole time when the party split to go research stuff. So you were
Okay.
basically with Zidrum, researching kind of whatever you felt like researching. I didn't really specify for
Me
that
and
part.
Kate were together, and you and...
Yeah, exactly.
I gotcha. Okay, I missed that part.
I didn't say it out
Bonding
loud. It was just
time.
I didn't say it out loud. It was just something I decided when Kate and when Reynald and Adric were like, let's go over here. I was like, well, then these two are going to stick together and research together.
No, we left Cernan over in the graveyard.
CERN is just in the graveyard. Where'd my friends go?
just tapped in all of a sudden. Huh? Where did we go? I swear I left everyone there.
Okay. Is there anything else either of you specifically wanted to research? Like try to look into here, or maybe go somewhere else and look into it?
Not for me, because I am more interested in portal magic at this point. So. So what?
Fucking portal magic. This picture of Vane. I smell black magics.
Yeah, not that I can think of. Nothing else I wanna.
And this isn't like a hint or anything. It's just remember, there was the prison because I know it's been a while since we've done this, so I'm trying to refresh you guys on other,
Yeah.
other topics you might have forgot.
Yeah.
There was the prison with all the spooky shit that was happening. That's also something maybe somebody wants to look into. Like I said, I'm not trying to give you tips or anything. I know it's been a very long time.
Yeah.
See, I was thinking about that, but at the same time, my character wouldn't know anything about that, so.
Yeah, that is the only caveat there is Adric has no clue about the prison. He wasn't there.
I just showed up in a town that was being attacked. Now it's safe.
Yes.
I do have all these prison records that I looted from there.
You do.
For some reason.
You have a list of all the prisoners that were present at the last time they had taken note, basically.
Alright, cool.
Casey's playing Overwatch. What I heard was no Reaper.
So, was there anything you wanted to? I heard you say just mention the records. I wasn't sure if you wanted to do any research. Shira?
That's the thing. I don't know, like, specifically what I'd be researching about it.
If you wanted to look into the prison or anything to that effect.
You know what? Yeah, I'll like do some research, see what I can find out about it.
Okay, you gonna keep looking in the Kendra's house, or are you gonna go like to the town hall, to the temple, the Unfurling Scroll?
I'll go to the town hall. It seems like a place that they probably know more about it.
Okay. Does Cernan go with them?
Sure.
Okay. So Cernan and Zidram head over to the town hall to do some research on the prison of Harrowstone. As they are transitioning, let's move back over to Adric and Reynold. What are the two of you doing besides masturbating?
Furiously.
Painfully. The flesh, it
I
tingles,
got
it burns.
that holy water for lube.
Reynold just found a Bible, just like, oh.
No, you gave it to me, remember?
He's got a stylized drawing of Iomade. He's like, my lady!
Lewd renderings of serving wenches. That's porn in old speak. Dan, what do?
I'm not sure.
I don't know either. Maybe we should just go masturbate furiously.
Like, I'm trying to think in character. In character, I literally would not know what the fuck to do at this point.
That's true.
mean, we found out some stuff. I guess we would try to regroup with them, and since they went there, we'd probably go and try to find them.
You can go back to the house and
Like, maybe just go back and wait for them to show up.
you'll see. You can go back to the house and Kendra be like, "Oh yes, they said they were going to the town hall."
That too.
You do have a woman literally at the house, not doing anything right now because she's trying to, I don't know, grieve.
I was about to say grieve.
Yeah.
Is she hot?
Kendra, I mean, you've seen what she looks like. She's not bad. She's pretty attractive.
She's my waifu. Back off. I'll stab you.
I was about to say, you might, if you go after her, Cernan might have to PvP you.
Bring it.
That actually reminds me. This is completely unrelated. Ilya, do you think at some point, like not in the near future, like maybe when we get a few levels under your belt, do you think we could do? It's something that Critical Role did, a little battle royale thing between our characters.
If you guys wanted to, I would let you. I personally think PvP is terrible, especially in RPG systems, because it never ends up with anyone happy.
Well, it's not like
it feels like a gladiator sort of arena where no one actually dies from it.
It's how they did it was it essentially was a dream, like it's a non-canon thing.
In my experience with PvP in RPG games, what usually happens is one player rolls a crit, another player rolls a 1, and then they argue for 20 minutes as to who should have won, and that, well, my character would have beat you if he didn't crit. That sort of thing happens.
I mean, I would
make us sign a liability waiver.
Joe is not responsible for any of you doing stupid shit or your character's not.
I mean,
No.
I thought it would just be a little fun thing.
I mean, if you guys wanted to do it, that's fine.
Yeah.
I was giving my personal experience
Oh,
with
yeah.
PvP and RPGs. It never goes well.
I can't wait for the day that you turn me anti party against people.
I'm gonna turn fucking Bodhi loose against the party, but he runs away. Just leave Alice.
Yeah, by the way, Dan, did he tell you that we found that Bodhi actually has less HP than Landon now?
And less AC.
And less
Oh wow.
He has like
Bodhi-
what'd you say, a 12?
He's a 12 AC with 24 health.
Yeah,
He's weak.
the meme is dead.
So-
Landon's not the pussy now.
So was there anything specific? So
But he's still afraid of doors.
did you guys want to head over to the town hall then and catch up with him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, you're on this bridge when it collapses. I'm kidding. I was gonna. You guys are
Swing
basically,
check.
you guys are basically walking over. We'll flash over to Cernan and Zidrum. So you guys are gonna do some research into Harrowstone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh god, I swallowed a rice pellet into my lungs. Oh fuck. So
Nope.
you can make a history or a local check. Wow, you are so bad at this.
Hey, my history's a little
Same,
better.
so let's do this. 17.
Okay, and for being at the town hall, you get a little bonus.
Yay, bonus.
Doesn't help your 6.
Oh yeah, right. You're not an int caster, are you, Zachary?
I am not.
That's why I'm like, you're getting a -2 on your knowledge. What the fuck did you do?
That was what I said too. I was like, well, aren't you Oh, you're a charisma.
Yeah, I forgot you're a charisma caster.
So
Well,
what I'm gonna
I'm
do is, I want to
intelligence.
ask if this is okay with you, Al. How would you feel about assisting Shira, rolling to aid him?
I will do that.
Okay, so that 12 would be to aid him. So Shira, you get a +2 from Al,
Okay.
and then you get a +2 from the building, so you're up to a 21.
Sweet.
So
Which is
was it-
conveniently high enough.
Shut the fuck up, Kate. I'll take it away. There's a reason I did that. I'm trying to
This
help you
all
guys.
shatters.
So you can find out a couple things. So the first thing is Harrowstone is you probably know this already. It's a ruined prison that was
Mhm.
partially destroyed by a fire in 4661. The building has stood vacant ever since. The locals suspected that it was haunted, and they don't really care to speak of it. It kind of bothers them to talk about it.
Okay.
And let me post this so you have it if you want to write it down. The next piece of information is Harrowstone was built in 4594. Ravengrow was founded at the same time as a place where the guards and their families could live, and it would produce food and other supplies for the prison. The fire that killed all the prisoners and most of the guards destroyed a large portion of the prison's underground eastern wing. Those of you that have been there remember with the giant lake.
Yeah.
But left most of the stone structure above ground relatively intact. The prison's warden also perished in the fire, along with his wife, although nobody really knows why she was there when the prison, why she was at the prison when the fire occurred. That statue that was outside of town was actually built to commemorate the warden and the guards who lost their lives. It was built months after the tragedy, and it was there kind of as a memoir of, these brave men gave their lives to ensure that the prisoners didn't escape. The last thing you learn is most of the hardened criminals sent to Harrowstone only spent a few months in prison, for it was here that most of Ustalav's executions during that era were carried out. The fire that caused that was somewhat of a blessing in disguise, because the prisoners had rioted and gained control of the prison's dungeons immediately prior to the conflagration. It was only through the self-sacrifice of Warden Hawkrin and 23 of his guards that the prisoners were prevented from escaping. The guards gave their lives to save the town of Ravengrow. And yeah,
Pretty much information I think we already knew. I think you already.
I
You
think
found
you
this out,
only
yeah.
knew about the fire. I think you just knew it burnt down because you guys had previously made a knowledge check to try and figure stuff out.
Yeah, well, because I remember most of this
You
stuff.
knew-
There's a few little things that
You
you
knew
also
about
added
the-
last time.
You knew about the statue specifically because it had been desecrated, and you asked some people about the statue. You know, this was to memorize the warden.
Yeah,
You weren't sure why the warden had a statue. You just knew he died.
yeah.
Hmm.
I remember you saying some of this other stuff as well, but like I said, some of it was new.
Okay. As you and you know, kind of a little bit more than halfway through, the other two goon boys show up.
God, I'm about to get the puff puff.
Are you puff puff passing?
No, it's a running gag now in Dragon Quest.
Jinx, stop reading Twitch chat. It's gonna make you toxic.
It originally was a sexual thing, but it got like censored so much in the West that now it's a running joke.
Puff puff.
You get the puff puff.
I remember that from the crossover event.
Yep,
So
Puff puff.
I loved it.
I didn't hear what uh Reynold and Adric learned.
They basically learned more information about the Whispering Tyrant, which is what and you guys found out that the Whispering Tyrant was once a part of the Whispering Way.
So really, we need to try to figure out what we can. If there's anybody, well, nobody here's going to know about
You did get
relation.
some information about the Whispering Way,
Yeah.
mostly that nobody ever speaks of its goals or its philosophies or anything out loud. It's all literally spoken through whispers. And it's also an organization of necromancers.
Which would not bode well in this town, so I can't really go around asking about.
Hey, you guys heard of the Whispering Way? Heard there's some necromancers around town doing some dirty stuff.
So if
So
I
I'm
had
walking
to,
up to the local guard and asking about the fucking Brotherhood of Assassins.
So, now that they have arrived, Adric and Reynold, do you guys want to try? Do you want to assist with them, or do you want to try and do your own checks? Or
I will try to assist them.
okay, make a knowledge local or a knowledge history to assist. You just have to beat a DC 10.
Knowledge history or local? I think they're both the
That's
same
right.
for me. Yeah, they are. I will go with
Okay.
history.
Cade, were you rolling to assist?
Yeah.
Okay, so both of you assist, giving another +2 from each of you. Which, between the four of you, all combing this entire town hall, you know, kind of flipping documents, you know, hey, check this out, maybe this is interesting. Oh yeah, that's yeah, look at this one. Kind of passing it around, you find out one final piece of information about Harrowstone. At the time that Harrowstone had burned down, 5 particularly notorious criminals had recently arrived in prison. While the commonly held belief is that the tragic fire began accidentally after the riot began, in fact, the prisoners had already seized control of the dungeon and had been in command at the lower level for several hours. The warden triggered a deadfall to seal the rioting prisoners in the lower level, but in doing so, he trapped himself and nearly 24 guards down there as well. The prisoners were in the process of escaping when the panicked guards accidentally started a fire in a desperate attempt to end the riot.
Hmm. So it sounds like there is unexplored places in the prison, and I kind of catch Adric up about going to the
Yeah.
prison in the first time.
Adric's just like, prison? I ain't going back.
Kind of what happened, and
To prison?
Like a working prison?
so I get him up to speed. You did watch that session, didn't you?
No. I know
So-
of it from stories as all. That you and the story is literally that you guys almost got yourself fucking murdered in it.
Yeah, so
Perhaps when you're level 2.
when we went in there at level 1, we kind of started exploring, and every time we would go into a room, doors would lock and get shut on us. We would get rushed by ghosts that were melting, or appeared to have been
Burnt.
burned.
They seemed like they were on fire.
And then
I
a
know.
certain
Okay.
someone ran off and then almost got killed by spiders.
Well, no, it was a matter of at that time, whatever. Rohan had gone into a different room, and I know he got chilled,
All of
and
you
they
basically split up in
yeah.
the most ridiculous way possible. And the best part is, like, Cade and Shira, technically, like, they split up, and then I, like, 20 minutes later was like, wait, that's not a wall.
Yeah.
So, like, the whole time, Cade and Shira and Sam were in the same room, and Sam just thought he was alone the whole time because I described it wrong.
And then I know while they were doing that, I kind of went off and I found another room. I got attacked by spiders. I killed 2 of them at level 1,
You
even
got
though it was
knocked
a level
out.
2. And then yeah, I got knocked out, and then
Then I tried
They-
killing one of them and then stabbed Sam.
so and that was kind of our. We need to get the fuck out of here right now.
Yeah.
So
And then Kendra was like, perhaps you guys could wait to go back until you are level 2. Because I didn't feel like having a TPK 20 minutes into the first fucking level.
Well, now you have a big tank.
2 big
No, I don't
tanks.
have to pull punches. I wasn't before, so.
and I killed 2 of them. I bet if I had blood raged in the beginning, I probably would have killed all 3.
Yeah, if you blood rage, you would have been able
Yeah,
to
if you
take
blood
that
raged,
spider
you
down.
probably would have shit on my spiders, and I would have been impressed.
Mhm.
But so yeah, I'm going to turn to the group. Do we dare venture back into the prison? There seems to be unanswered mysteries,
Sounds like a need to me.
and perhaps it will give us more in depth of what's going on in this town.
Oh my.
How lewd.
Not
No,
yet.
No, sorry, I got a dancing costume for one of the characters.
Lewd.
It's hot.
So, is that where we want to go?
Yeah.
Yep.
You guys want
I'm
to head
on
there
board.
today? It's probably about like 5-6 o'clock already. You know, you guys have kind of been rocking and rolling all day.
I'd say we get a rest first and head out in the morning.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, you guys can go back
for the
to
morning.
Kendra's house, pop a hot sleep.
Am I welcome there?
That's a good
'Cause-
question.
I'm a new person. It's just like, hi, I live here now.
That reminds me, Dan, did you ever take a campaign trait?
Fuck no, that's the one thing I keep on forgetting. Still got it.
Decide
advanced.
quick.
No, he
Yeah,
doesn't
I've
have
got
to
to say
decide
if
now.
it's.
We'll hand wave it for now. We'll say,
Is it on the player's guide? Right.
yeah, it'll be in the player's guide.
I'm
We'll
quickly
we'll
search
hand
on
wave it
that.
for now, and what we'll say is, wait, where the fuck is all the tokens? Sorry, I was checking maps for tokens, and I don't see Shira's token. Okay. We'll hand wave it now, and basically you can show up and you're like, oh, Kendra will be like, who are you? Oh, wait, you won't have a campaign trait because you teleported in.
Yeah.
That's right. So that doesn't even matter. So, okay, basically you guys can, here's what we'll do. You show up, and Kendra's like, oh, welcome back. Did you find what you were looking for at the town hall?
We did. We have direction at this point of where we should go and see how we can help the people here more so.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. You guys have already done so much for me. I couldn't imagine you doing more for this town. I feel
By
like
the
your
way,
accent changed, but whatever.
Kendra, this is our friend Adric. He's gonna tag along with us for a wee bit, if that's all right with you.
Any
I'm
friend
just going
of-
to like head salute.
Any friend of yours is a friend of mine. She steps forward and kind of gives a little like curtsy. Says, "My name is Kendra Lormir. Nice to meet you."
Hello there.
She says, General Adric.
She
I
was
couldn't
the
resist.
trap.
Like, I'm just like, how do I sit?
She rips her
Fuck
face
it,
off.
I love
It's
it.
General Grievous.
It's the same thing I said my entire fucking life.
I literally just imagine it's like, hello there, rips off a mask, General Kenobi.
Whenever
And
you
then
guys
pans back and you just see it's Obi-Wan actually.
whenever you guys do that Star Wars campaign, if you haven't already started, can you just let Dan just be fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Dan hasn't actually said if he's gonna play in it or not. I
Or
told
his
him he was
lost
invited,
brother,
and then he was like,
General
"I don't know."
It all depends on when it is and stuff like that, for me.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Just be his long-lost brother, General Dan Obi.
General.
It's an easy right.
Who is your character? Dan Obi. Get the fuck out.
I mean, to be fair, Landon already said nothing about my character's name in the Old Republic, so
So
that guy legitimately looked like a Denobi.
Before everything's said and done, everyone's heading off to bed, right?
yep, everybody's gonna pop a hot squat.
All right. Like I did last time, I'm going to
Masturbate?
no. Stop suggesting that.
Stop PMing me these things then.
I'm going to spend a little bit of extra time to try to figure out how the fiddle works. See if I can I essentially want to try to I don't know.
More of an idea of the fiddle.
Yeah, I don't want to say reverse engineer it because I don't think that's the right word.
It's a good enough word that I can get the point you're trying to make across.
Yeah, see how it works and see if see if there's any way we could use it without losing our minds.
Go ahead and give me another spellcraft check.
Spellcraft. There you are. Ah, never mind. Okay.
You play the fiddle in her no. No, you look over it. You kind of do some research. Maybe you stand 20 feet away and flick the string with a rock or something.
Yeah.
But you can't really see any way obvious to I guess even identify anything else about it, let alone even know where to start to try and reverse engineer it and make it not so evil.
I ain't giving up on this.
That's fine. I'm not telling you to give up on it.
I know.
You rolled a 1.
I know. I'm just still can't figure anything out about it. I'm just letting you know that this is something I'm going to be doing every
I
night.
was gonna say, can I ask him to have a look at it? Because I know he has it.
You do know I have it, yeah.
And then basically, I want to sort of see what more I can find out about it.
But yeah,
See if there is a non-evil version of it.
Yeah.
You can give me a roll.
What do I need to roll?
Just a spellcraft. As long as Zidram, lets you look at it, you can look at it.
Yeah.
No problem. Okay, yeah, then you can definitely just take a look at it, see what you can try and figure out.
In the middle of when I'm tinkering with it.
I know everything about this thing.
I've seen this in my travels.
I used to have one just like this.
I mean, your character does seem like you've been around, so I wouldn't be surprised that your character knew about it.
Okay, let me pull up my notes on this. Just 1 second.
I was just so happy that this campaign is basically, oh yeah, you're kind of already sort of adventurer type people already, so it's just opened up some massive floodgate for my character.
Yeah. Man, Dan, this is supposed to be my thing. You go and roll in your nat 20.
You said that you were going to make me your best friend. This is what we bond over.
So the one is this fiddle it's definitely an evil artifact, and its origins are kind of shrouded. It's you could think back. There's been a couple references throughout history, folklore, and the devil's fiddle plays when he comes for you, and that could reference Asmodeus, but it might also be meaning one of the other lords of hell. Because in Pathfinder, Asmodeus is
multiple guys.
Yeah, he's the Lord of Hell, but there's 8 other lords of hell as well that are beneath him.
The 9 gates of hell.
Yeah, basically Asmodeus. Then this is all background information, just so you guys understand why I'm saying this. back in like the Age of Strife, no, before the Age of Strife, way back, couple 100,000 years ago, when the universe was still young, Asmodeus was like, Asmodeus is one of the oldest living gods. He is the oldest living god. It was him and his brother who first came into existence. They kind of toyed around with their creation and eventually went to war with each other. Asmodeus saying, "No, slavery is the only way. You know, sentience won't fuck everything up, more or less."
Mhm.
And eventually, Asmodeus and his brother came to a fall. Asmodeus committed the first act of treachery in history by killing his brother, by tricking his brother into a kill. And then Asmodeus was like, "I want to own hell," and just went and beat the shit out of everyone in hell and took control of it.
Oh,
You
Jesus.
made this?
Yeah, I'm
No,
not.
I made
He
this.
went down there and was like, "I want this," and beat the fuck out of everyone. I'll post a lore video for him later so you guys can check it out.
Definitely, yeah.
That would be
But
appreciated.
so yeah, you're not sure if it might originate from him, especially with what it does. But one thing for certain, this was made in hell with the sole purpose of causing strife and ruin on this mortal plane, just to mortal creatures. That's the whole purpose of it. It was a destructive, horrible instrument created for the purpose of ruining things.
Hmm.
So she is immortal. Got it.
Nice. I mean, if I hit level 20, I can become a kind of immortal.
Yeah, at level 20 Shira can basically be a lich without the negatives.
Neat.
Like
Yeah,
literally,
at level
literally
20
get
alchemists get what's called a grand discovery, and one of the grand discoveries is you can make a lich potion without the negatives of being a lich.
I mean, I was talking about just like the not aging potion that I can
Yeah,
make.
that's what it is.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
It's essentially you make a lich potion. So for all intents and purposes, you are eternal. Like you can't die. Besides, I think you can die to like wounds, but even then you'd have like fast healing 20 at that point or some
Oh
stupid
yeah,
shit, so you'd
yeah.
be fine.
I mean, at 12th level, I kind of become an immortal.
Yeah, because of your class.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well, my
that's
level.
what you know about it, Edric. I don't know if I answered your question. I know I kind of vomited a lot of information at you.
There was a lot of information.
Long story short, this fiddle was created in the pits of hell as an instrument to cause strife and trouble on this plane to
Yeah.
mortals.
Hmm.
How this woman came upon it, you do not know. Obviously, that's not something you can just kind of glean. You'd have to be able to talk to somebody to figure that out. But
Essentially, what
Calm
I
down,
wanted.
Casey. Jeez.
It's not gonna happen.
It won't.
That is kind of what I wanted to
I'm-
ask the woman, but kind of dead in the mind.
yeah,
I want to be like, where did you find this? Like, what were you doing with this?
it's too bad nobody has like a read thoughts spell or something.
Nope,
There's no
gonna
thought.
Hey,
have
have
one of
some
those.
mons to get some stuffs.
If she's broken.
What happened now?
I said you can't read if there's nothing there.
I mean, even when you're
Hi,
mentally
Sam,
shattered, there's still
thanks.
thoughts. It's just
Thanks for the
your
Just
$1.44.
personality might be
Confronted.
completely and utterly, like, irrevocably broken. So yeah,
So
that's what you get to discover.
Well, all right then.
So, is there anything else anybody wants to do during the night?
Seriously.
Can't think of anything.
Okay.
So no.
go
So
and
we will,
masturbate furiously.
I would just try to get to know these people a bit more. Basically. Would be the only thing.
Are you gonna come masturbate furiously with me?
No,
Yes.
I'll just watch you.
Well, Dan, if you
I'll just watch you.
I don't know if
Back
that's
in
worse.
front of mirror.
well, Dan,
That's
you
okay.
were Dan, you were investigating the fiddle with me. Was there anything you asked my character specifically?
I just
What's
asked you
your
basically
name?
more about your like backstory. Oh, that's actually a point. No, because I know people's name by this point.
Yeah,
All
it
like
was a
drinks
joke.
and stuff. Yeah.
Do you ask him why he wears the mask? Why does he put on the mask?
Nobody cared who it was.
I'm just
That-
basically going to ask him the question.
that's-
So, what's your deal?
That's the other thing. Did we ever get a description about Zidrum for Dan?
No.
Not well, kind of.
We get descriptions of everyone, but I meant specifically Zidrum since he covers his face entirely.
Yeah,
He's a mystery boy.
yeah. I essentially have a kind of like a cloak covering my head and a mask covering my face. I'd have essentially like there's no part of me that's actually showing.
So you see his token, Dan?
Yeah,
You see how you got his eyeballs and that's it?
very much. Yeah. Apart from
Yeah.
whatever those red marks are.
The red marks are just designs on the mask. Like it's just like little
Okay.
decals.
Yeah, he's wearing a mask as well.
yeah.
I forgot about that. So you literally don't see his face. He's just got like a fucking.
The only part you would have seen of my actual face is when we were at the tavern, where the bottom half, like you know the little masks that you can get in Final Fantasy.
Bushido!
No, the little mask you can get in Final Fantasy that kind of has like the seam down the middle.
Oh,
It's
like
like
the lapis one.
Yeah, the early level wooden masks.
Yeah.
It's imagine that, but it's like it's slightly different,
Less horrifying,
less horrifying. Yeah.
please.
Yes.
Or even like the Asian masks.
A little bit, yeah. Except less demonic looking than the Asian mask.
Haciendo.
But yeah, it has like a little seam down the middle, and the bottom half can come off so I can eat. And what you would have seen is he has like a darker.
Anime titties.
No,
What color is Zidrum's skin?
it's just like a. It's
Probably why
just
I
kind of
just
like
Wait. Check your PM.
Okay. Hang on.
I gotta ask you something.
Okay.
Make sure you got your Tylenol. Yeah.
I have to ask.
Yeah.
So here, let me just. This is one thing. Don't mean to call the session to a halt. Asking for a friend.
I now understand where you get that from. I only just picked up where you've got that from because it come up like several times in the last fucking video I watched of them.
Of GCP.
Yeah,
Yeah, they say
I'm like,
they're
I'm wondering how many times I've actually heard them say that and not picked up on it.
Okay, so never mind. Continue on.
Yeah. So his skin tone is like a darker skin tone, and the
He black.
I
No,
almost
not
fucking
completely.
made. I almost was
not
like,
completely.
I was almost like his skin is pink and fleshy like a penis.
Like
I was like, fuck, I can't say that.
My
he-
God, man.
I'm trying to. Oh, I gotta read this thing over again because I forget which side of his face he has scars on. But he essentially has no. He has burn scars on like the side of his face.
Okay.
I believe it was on the left side.
I think it was left, yes.
Yeah.
Like if I'm remembering your character correctly. I got so many characters in my head.
Oh, whatever. I'm not reading through this whole thing again.
Yeah, it's fine. Just,
Yeah.
it is on the left side of your face and you reserve the right to change that.
Yeah. Like I'll read it over again and I'll correct myself in the Discord later if I'm
Yeah,
wrong,
I'm not too worried about it.
But yeah, it's like burn scars on one of the sides of my face, and that's pretty much all you've seen.
Okay.
But other than that, like the arm, he wears like light like leather armor, stuff like that. How I described it is it kind of looks like a mix between from Skyrim, the Dark Brotherhood armor and the Thieves Guild armor, with like a few like bandoliers where he'd hold like potions and bombs.
Armor.
So, let's go ahead and roleplay this out. Dan, what does Adric say to Zidrum? Let's get some roleplay flowing.
So, what's your deal?
Deal. Care to elaborate?
Yeah. What are you doing here? Where'd you come from? You know, that sort of stuff.
Well, I am, to put it simply, just a traveler. Traveling from place to place, helping people with my potions and other things wherever I can. Usually not able to stay long due to certain reasons that I, in no offense, would rather not get into.
I had to say it, but I didn't want to say it out loud.
What?
I just want to fucking kill you. You lost all my track of mind.
You were like, you said, "What's your deal?" And then you're like, "Deal." And my first thought was, "Khajiit's wares if you have coin. That is Khajiit's deal."
I saw that pop up,
Like,
and I was just
I
like,
wanted to say it, but I was like, I can't say that out loud. I forget. Fuck, Dan, you have 2 monitors, don't you?
I have one at the moment. I have one stuff, something else at the moment.
Oh, you just have your Discord like minimized to where you can see it.
Oh no, it like comes up on the notification through.
Oh, see, I tried to
thingy.
type it so Dan and you wouldn't see it until after that. I'm sorry.
No, because I haven't quite installed this all because it's not like the other one with
Yeah,
posting random pictures.
Okay, so let's just dial back. Pretend I never said anything.
Right, and sorry, Sheriff, but can you like re-say the last part at least, just so I can try and get my track of mind back?
I actually forgot exactly what I said. I basically said I can't. I said how I travel around helping people with potions, but I usually don't stay in places longer. I don't stay in places that long due to reasons I'd rather not get into, if that's okay.
It's fine by me. I mean, you know that I pretty much do the same. For also the same reason.
I won't push it if you'd rather not say it.
Walls sometimes have ears. That's all I'm going to say.
What they
Probably
don't
not
know
the
is
best
they're
point.
secretly
I'm just
listening
picturing-
outside the door.
I was gonna say, I'm just picturing like Cernan and Reynold ears pressed to the door, like, why aren't they talking to us? Like, I know that's not what's actually happening, but like, when Adric made the comment, there's usually the walls have ears. That was my first thought. Was like, those fuckers are listening to the door.
Well, it's more of just I don't want to go
Yeah,
into it in this town because
Yeah.
it'd fuck me.
Yeah, it's like, oh hey, you a damp here?
I doubt, like, to my knowledge of everyone so far, Shira would be the most okay with who I actually am.
Oh, actually, your character has like fangs, right?
It has fangs, but they're not immediately seeable, and I've been basically hiding them.
I was gonna say, I was going to say, can I roll to see if like I notice his fangs?
They're not like the vampire teeth.
No, yeah,
they're like the little.
They're
fangs.
retractable.
No, they're not fully
They're
retractable.
removable.
No, they're like just like
It's like
blade fangs.
I was gonna say, just
Yeah.
imagine your canines, but they're slightly longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically like blade ones
unless
where they
you-
blend in a lot more.
Yeah.
See,
Easier.
I'd imagine unless you're specifically looking for him, you wouldn't even think to look at his teeth.
Exactly.
Alright.
Like it basically be like if you had a little longer bit of canines in your mouth, you wouldn't notice it immediately in someone's mouth, but if they were like flashing their teeth or something, or you're specifically looking, you could notice it easily.
Yeah. It's like Blade actually has fangs, but a lot of people don't pick up on it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, hang on. So I'm sorry, this is completely off topic.
Yeah, I've been on topic this whole time.
In Silver Server, there's a person. When did he join?
A hot minute.
It's been alright. Yeah, he can come in because he's read the rules. A person, a few people joined midstream, and I got a notification. I was like, all right, let me see what it is. And introduction, we make sure people read the rules. We leave them in there for like 10 minutes so they can read the rules, and then they ping one of us to let them in. I get a ping from someone whose nickname in the server is Jesus Christ. with Jesus as his profile picture, and it says, "At Shira, help! I can't get in."
Be like, well, have you
accepted
yourself as your personal Lord and Savior?
Okay, I'm sorry. We can continue. That just really distracted me because it was really random. Oh my god. Alright, but yeah, if I guess I can't really roll to see that.
Yeah.
I'd also ask you if you have any more questions about me as well.
What's your dick size?
Like, you know exactly why I left the other town now, but that's pretty much
look up or down?
know.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, like, any questions I would have asked, I think you already told me. Like, I would have asked, like, hey, like, so what was the deal with the portal? But
Yeah, that would come up in things.
Yeah, somebody. I think you guys asked him earlier, and he was just like, "I don't know?" Question mark.
yeah.
No, I answered that one because I portaled in because of the fact I left the town, and then remember everyone got apprehensive about me because I said that villagers came across me with 2 dead bodies, put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah. So anything I would have wanted to know, you've already told me. So.
Okay. Surprised no one's asked about my son.
Look, I've been around for a while. I've seen some stuff. Just don't surprise me.
I know. Nah, I'm not like digging at people too. Just surprised.
Depending on where everyone's from, like original, summoners might be common.
Yeah, this is true. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, it all depends on like where in the world everyone's from. Like I can imagine, Cade, did Reynold ever go on any like crusades or anything? I know you've been memeing about it, but has he actually gone on like a crusade or like a holy mission? If he's ever gone on that, I can 100% picture Reynold being around summoners.
Yeah, let's say yes.
Has he been around a summoner that summons it onto himself? That's
I mean, if you're on like a holy mission, you're gonna see some crazy shit. So I could definitely see him just being like, I don't even fucking.
I've slaughtered one by Q before.
I mean, the thing is like if Cade's character has even remotely been near like the Eye of Abendego or not the Eye of Abendego, the World Wound, where demons just constantly spill out, he would like a summoner would be a friendly sight. Like a summoner that summons a demon on him, he'd be like
you'd be not very interesting compared to some of that shit.
Compared to some of the shit that spills out of the World Wound, that's penis eye demons level of shit.
Fucking Mara from Shin Megami Tensei level.
And I feel like my character has just in their travels probably had seen at least a few. So it would be something like, oh yeah, summoner, I guess.
Well, as I say, I wasn't poking like for anyone to actually ask. I was surprised at first. Yeah. But then now thinking, more sense because, like I said before, we're actually like previous adventures, so we may have actually come across these sort of things. It's not like we were villagers once.
No, yeah, I understand. Like I kind of did the same thing when I forget which session it was, but we all had a lovely breakfast made by Kendra, and I specifically mentioned my scars, and then it's like nobody asked about them.
Yeah, most people have been to war.
Yes, that's the kind of shit that comes out of the war wound.
What the fuck? Is that the dick chariot that everyone kept talking about?
Yeah, that's a Mara demon.
I'd show it on stream, but I believe that would get me banned.
It's okay. It's a religious thing.
I don't care.
You should.
No, I wouldn't trust it. I wouldn't trust it.
It's in Persona.
It's a Buddhist thing.
I don't care.
I'll show it on stream.
Go ahead and do it.
Go ahead. Your dream.
It's your channel, not mine.
Yeah, it's okay. It's a Hindu thing.
And that's perfectly fine for them.
They'll applaud your channel for diversity.
Oh my god.
Let me just come onto your channel and show my titties, Shira. Okay. So, yeah, that's that. Is there any other questions the party wants to do? Any other role playing?
I demand certain role play.
Also, like you said, like we're sleeping in this house. Like I've had sort of previous experience with this house. So like, are we like all sharing one room or what?
No, we all had our own room, I believe.
Yeah, basically, it's a pretty large estate. Like, it's not like a tiny little 2-bedroom house. This is a massive estate that the previous Kendra's father had basically had purchased the deed for a long time ago using his funds from his academic studies and his funding and everything for that. So
that actually reminded me, and it's something that I kind of wanted to ask in like the first session when we first met Kendra. Would I have known her before, since like I had multiple dealings with her father?
If you ever came to the house, 100% you would know Kendra.
That's the thing. I don't know if I would have been to their house, because it was more like business stuff where he like.
Yeah, I don't know if you would, because this is where they would be. She would have been in the town of Ravengrow, all the way back in Ustalav. I don't know if you ever would have came specifically to Ustalav. If you did, 100%, yeah. I'm not gonna tell you didn't, but if you don't think you ever came back, then you never came back.
So I'm trying to think, like, would I have? Because it was. Yeah, I might have actually, because like if I needed, since I was supposed to have like multiple dealings with her father.
I mean, you would know, at the very least, you would know of her.
Yeah.
You would know she existed. You would know he has a daughter that he loves very much, and that basically anytime you guys talked about anything remotely spook,
yeah,
he was like, "Don't tell her. She does not need to know about this side of the world. I want her left out of it."
I'll leave it at that then. That I knew of her. Because like
just not actually in person.
Yeah. Because I feel like if like I might have come here, because like I would need to. How old
is Zidrum?
Zidrum, I believe I said he's 30.
Okay, I think Kendra's around your age actually.
She's a year old.
Well, let me check again. Yeah, 30.
I didn't pick an age for Reynold because Reynold is a meme and he is eternal.
See, I
just one of the few things I've actually.
She's actually 31.
Oh.
So I was wrong. So she's actually
Leave
older
it
than
to me to go for the older women, just like I go for the older men.
Here's her description. Kendra is slim and attractive. Hey.
You suck that dick, girl.
Yeah, the only reason I'd say
oh wait, never mind. I'm sorry. She's 25.
Actually, there's a charisma 6.
Okay, so hold on, let me see.
The only reason though I'd think that my character would have been here is just because like I feel like I'd need like somewhere I'd know where I'd find the guy, so I could like have these multiple business transactions with them.
She's younger. She's 25. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
31 is basically like later on, I guess. I don't know why it says
after a time skip.
Oh, you know what? Is it the current year?
AP or something.
That's what I was gonna say. I wonder if the year they listed is the current year of the Pathfinder timeline.
Yeah.
That would make more sense.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, sorry, tangent, but yeah, she's 25. She was 25 years old when her father died.
She's close to my age.
So she's 25.
So sleep.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's pretty much all I.
Mostly.
I was
watched,
waiting
yeah.
for somebody to say something. I was like, so.
Well, no, that's why I was like asking about like the sleeping arrangements, like if me and Cher would be
Yeah,
sleeping
no,
in the same
you'd
room
have
or
your
what.
own room. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I need to beat anybody for healing in the night?
No.
I think everybody's topped off.
In the name of
Yeah.
God.
Okay, so yeah, you guys go to bed. Have a nice little slip. Wake up. Wake up in the morning. You have a nice little breakfast with Kendra.
Feel like P Diddy.
And I believe you said you were heading to
The prison.
prison. Yeah.
Hargrove.
The place with the thing.
How far away is this prison?
It's a couple miles outside of town to the south.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Or the
So
it's
it's
not
still in
Avenger
walking
you're
distance
looking.
then.
It's within walking distance. It's not like terribly
Yeah.
far, but it's long enough that like probably don't want to just
No, I was just thinking like maybe need horses or something, depending on how far away it is.
Nah.
we can walk there. So yeah, you guys make it to the prison unmolested, and
Also, upon arriving at the prison, my son's coming.
yeah, I
Since
figured.
I've slept, yeah.
Let me move your sheet characters back down to the door. So you are at the door.
I'm gonna walk in. I'm gonna look over at the now ruined house. Ah, I remember this place. I almost died
Hey,
over
look!
there.
There's a paisa. What is that bear creature on the roof?
Here, little paisa.
Shoot it!
So you walk through the front door again, the tower, the like courtyard doors.
Oh god, the thing's gonna happen again, isn't it?
No, I'm just
I'm-
asking. Are you walking
I
through the doors then?
can I see if I detect like any magic or anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say that as well. Since
Because-
it's my first time actually here.
Roll a spellcraft.
I'm gonna do the
Nope.
same. Spellcraft, right? Yeah, spellcraft.
I don't know why I try these things, but it's still fun.
15.
You don't detect any magic like within the vicinity. Everything seems fine.
Somebody else go.
You know what? Wait.
Yeah,
Just-
you look around. You kind of wave your hands around in the air ceremoniously. You don't detect any magic.
Alright, I'm gonna walk forward.
Okay, you walk through, and yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
Well,
I'm gonna go through.
In the name of God.
Okay. As
Reynolds sprints.
through, he had, like briefly, he remembers the sensation of how he felt like he was on fire, but he doesn't feel that anymore. He has just kind of like a flash of a memory back to the first time here.
I just look at these guys a bit weirdly as while they're running through this doorway. I just casually walk past.
I mean, I didn't run, I walked through.
I didn't run. I just kind of
They
kept
all,
it slow.
you should be more concerned about. They were kind of like stopped and they like looked at the door and like, let's check it for magic.
I ran right through. Fuck this house.
Yeah, but I
Hey.
detected nothing, so I'll just casually walk through.
So yeah, I'm gonna go back inside. I want my revenge on those damn spiders.
They're already
You
dead.
already killed them though.
Yeah,
I
those
know.
spiders are dead.
I'll go find their relatives.
Oh hey, the Paisa's still here. I haven't seen
Yeah.
I said,
Yeah,
what's
it's
the bear
always
thing on the roof?
I'm also gonna roll perception while I'm out here to see if I notice anything weird in the prison
Yeah, go ahead.
building at all. Perception.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna roll a perception as well to see if anything's changed since we've last been here. 20.
Okay.
Wham! Of course.
Other
I
than
can perceive!
Other than the runes around the side of the building that are written in blood, you don't see anything new.
Alright.
Do I know the runes?
If you load them, they are written in Varisian.
Okay.
They, there's numerous magical incantations, like, weaved among them, and it repeats the name Lyvar Hawkrin.
Lyvar, can I get a spelling for
Which,
that one?
yeah, which from your guys' research would recognize now as the Warden.
Ooh.
So remember, you guys came here last time. You weren't sure what those are about. Hawkran, sorry. So yeah, last time you guys came here, you took a look at these rooms. You weren't 100% sure what they were, but you saw the name. You weren't too sure what the name was. Now you know the name was the Warden.
Yeah, we found out. I went to write that down. I have it written down. We knew that name already. I don't know if we knew who it was.
You knew that you had the name before, but I don't think you guys knew it was the Warden.
Yeah.
Because before, you didn't know who any of this was. You kind of just stumbled into this fucking place.
Yeah.
Dan, since this...
And you said it was made with blood, right?
Yes. And Adric, since this is your first time looking at it, I think everybody else already tried this when we first came here. You can try to make either a Arcana check or a Religion check to try and identify something about it. Arcana... actually, it's an Arcana check, not a Religion. I'm sorry.
So just a knowledge Arcana, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, let's finish
Nope, I'm
this
still
quickly.
down.
I think you're the one who identified it last time now.
Just make sure of this.
Yeah, I think didn't you also like write down all the things as well?
Yeah.
Cernan has copied down every single rune by hand. It was quite painful for him.
Yes. Well, we went inside, I believe.
No, you guys were. You were in the house.
You
house.
were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got some gold before it collapsed.
So you got an 18. Yeah, you're not too sure what this is about. You just know it's kind of there, and you're like, this is kind of weird. Especially the fact that these runes written in blood seem to repeat the warden's name a lot. That's a little strange.
Yeah. There's no sort of cohesiveness to it to explain any of that.
You're not too familiar with what it's trying to do, so you're not like sure what they were trying to accomplish with it.
Okay.
Yeah. So is everybody going inside then?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I'll move you guys over then.
And
So
we do have the haunts now.
I have left the map uncovered for the areas you've explored. This wall is fake and bullshit. This doesn't exist.
Yeah, because wasn't it more like this whole area?
It was a stage.
Yeah, it was like a stage.
That is a bullshit wall.
Yeah, Dan, basically,
Oh, is that the room that
Cade and Sam were up
yeah.
here, and then I was just down in this room.
And here's where I got attacked by spiders.
Yeah. And this is where we found him.
I didn't see that one. I didn't see the spider one.
It's up in the middle.
Here.
Yeah. He died over here, and then we found him covered in webs over here in the corner.
Up in this corner.
Not covered with webs. He was in webs. They had captured him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Still
I was
covered.
cocooned.
Yeah, he was in a cocoon.
Yeah, it's still technically
And
covered
since
in
they
webs.
told me like all about their adventure here, I would guess that I have a general knowledge of the layout a little bit of what they've seen so far.
Yeah, you have a pretty good idea of what they've gone through.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forget. Did we say there was like a vault in this room that we couldn't open? I remember there was something in here.
Yes. There was I believe a...
It was like a little safe, yeah?
Yeah, that you couldn't open.
Why couldn't they open it?
It's locked and nobody has disabled device because this party is painfully lacking a rogue.
Oh, okay. Which is hilarious because in the other one you have two.
You guys stole our rogue.
I was their rogue.
I know.
Just in a ninja shape.
Yeah, Casey and Dan were both rogues.
Would I be able to blow it open with a bomb?
I mean,
I was gonna say, can I go try and unlock it with that?
Yeah.
So basically,
I would say we'd try and look for a key beforehand.
Yeah.
What I would say is, what happens when you want to blow something up? you can do that, but just think about everything that you've ever had to interact with in any game or anything where you blow shit up.
What happens in Dark Souls when you slap the chest? That's not
I don't know.
It breaks, and then you get rubbish instead of a +2 ring of Quaranthy.
Okay.
Cade speaks from experience.
Well, can I use my controlled bomb just to damage the door and not the contents inside?
I'm gonna say no because that is
I know it's
shenanigans and bullshit.
I was gonna say,
it's worth a
with
shot.
the roll that I did, can we say that I attempted it?
You attempt to, and you do not.
Okay.
It's also untrained.
Yeah, one, you can't roll that untrained. Two, you would have to be a lockpick to open this.
Yeah.
Could I try to force it open with brute strength?
It is going to... So, to break it open, it is a hardness of 10 with 30 HP. So, you basically, to damage it, you have to deal more than 10 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to try and break it open using strength, it is a DC 28 break.
I want to attempt it anyway. I feel like my character.
Like to try and rip it open?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I know this is probably going to fail, but...
Roll a strength check if you want to break it open, unless you want to try and...
Before we go further, does
door.
anything happen as we're trying to go there, or no?
Oh, yeah, that's right. You walk through the center room. I forgot about that.
Yes,
Sorry.
Walk into
I should have done that in retrospect.
That's fine. So,
what the fuck?
What?
All my buffs have disappeared on my screen.
Oh, your what?
My buffs.
Ooh.
Oh, there we go. There you go. No, it was just it was on a wrong tab. That's why.
Okay. So, yeah, do you guys just all go through the door then?
Yeah, I think at least.
Yeah, I'm gonna head towards that way.
Okay. As you guys are walking, suddenly the door behind you slams closed, and you hear shrieking.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
So that's the door you were talking about.
Yeah. You might want to learn to get used to that. It happens in almost every door that we open and go through.
Feels like home this time.
Like there's no status effect that happens with that, right? It's just like the whoosh.
More or less. So just to, it's been a while since we were here, so I wanted to just give an update. If you guys looked through, you found like a mismatch of papers that were all like through all the different offices in this area, and you also found inside the warden's office. Or wait, no, did you not open the lock?
What lock?
I thought you guys did open that thing.
I don't think we really explored much of this place after the spider.
I thought Sam opened it because I thought I remember giving you guys some of these items.
Sam didn't do shit. He wanted the fuck out because he
all I did was I explored like these areas over here, like here through here, like all these little cell office areas.
Okay, that's what it was. Okay,
and I got all the prison
I
records.
mixed up what you guys. So the papers you found, basically all the papers you found had. It was a combination of prisoner files, some income supplies, scheduling, repair request, all of that. That is what you found, not a prison. I don't think you found a prisoner manifest, or maybe you did, and I just don't remember.
All you told me was prison records.
That's what it is. It'll be what I just said then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can use that to basically research things.
Yeah. I just assume it's like just general information.
Yeah, it won't be a full-on list, but...
Yeah. Like, I don't feel like... I'm just going to keep it as prison records, because I don't feel like writing all that stuff out. But it's in my possession.
Okay, sorry. Continue.
Right, so I will continue going through. This doesn't... Like, the door doesn't slam closed like when one person walks through it, does it?
No, it can be when one person walks through it. It just... It doesn't...
No, that's why I'm asking for, like... these two didn't walk through and it slammed closed or anything, did it? Or...
No.
Only this door over here.
Yeah, it was only this one.
Okay.
Yeah, all the other doors seem fine.
So I'm gonna walk up to this thing and try and break it open. That's what my character. And you want me to roll a strength? Nope.
So Edric kind of grabs it and like pulls as hard as he can, even with the strength of his Eidolon added to him. He cannot seem to open it.
I'm not even gonna try it. Even with a 20, I wouldn't hit it.
Just
yeah,
try.
like I didn't think I'd. It was just an in-character thing of trying to do it.
Yeah.
We'll give it a little shrug. It was worth a shot.
Yeah. Basically.
Cernan
That I can tell
tries
right
to pull
away.
it, and he also fails.
I'm gonna start walking
At
out
this
of
point, it's basically
I
false
felt a tug. It moved a centimeter.
I'm gonna start walking out of the room like, there's no use of me even trying.
So yeah, there's that. You guys couldn't manage to open that.
Again. To find
Maybe
a key.
there's a key somewhere.
Most likely.
It's
Just
probably
play
down
rogue,
in the
my dude.
dungeon for the lower levels.
That's what you guys get for not playing a rogue.
Fine, I'll play rogue in every fucking thing I play. Yeah.
To be honest,
It was
if
a
you,
joke.
If you killed Reynold, kind of rogue archetype.
What, kid?
If you killed Reynold, I was planning on making some kind of rogue archetype.
Do the fake spellcaster rogue, because that sounds fucking hilarious.
What's that one?
There's a rogue archetype where the rogue pretends to be a spellcaster. It's so fucking funny. Like the idea of somebody who's like, I'm totally a spellcaster, and everyone's like, what?
As he slits something's throat.
He gets like fake spells and shit, dude.
Not gonna lie, that sounds hilarious.
It's hilarious.
I'm definitely gonna look into that then.
I'll find it for you and send it to you later.
Is it like some homebrew thing? Is I don't remember seeing it.
No, it's not homebrew.
You
It's
know what it's, like,
100%.
actually called?
I think it's counterfeit mage.
And we're able to go back through the door as we.
Yeah,
come through.
you have to wait you tug on it, eventually it opens up and you guys can go inside. As you all go inside, a couple seconds later, the screaming faces of burned people sprint past you and slam the doors closed.
I love it.
This is getting old.
Okay, so which direction do you guys want to go? North or east?
I go east.
No.
I was thinking north.
I would agree with north.
Yeah, I'll go north.
Okay.
So, like, these are all doors, right, on the side?
Yes.
Alright.
So I'm gonna mark doors with like a line.
Yeah, because we had the same problem in the other fucking campaign. Sometimes we don't notice where doors are.
Yeah,
I
and
can,
then, like,
I
people
can
would be completely...
I can kind of notice them, but thank you, it does help.
Yeah, it's some of the maps I use, it's pretty hard to notice the doors, so I'm gonna just draw lines on all the doors really quick.
Sometimes it's the obscuring thing too that makes it hard to tell.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just pop open this door and see if I see anything. I'm not gonna go in.
A honey badger attacks you.
And it does not give a fuck.
No, it's hold on.
I'm gonna open
I'm
up
gonna
this one
stand
as well
next to
myself.
him while he.
So
Well, actually, no. I'll be standing sure.
Okay, so you open that up. It looks like a stairwell. I forgot to reveal it. There it is. So you open it up. It's a stairwell that probably led down towards what would obviously be what it clearly must have been the lower level, but now it's filled with like just a mess of large stone blocks and shattered timbers. If anybody would like to make a knowledge engineering or a perception check.
Perception?
You say knowledge engineering. Do perception, because my perception's better than that. Never mind, I got a 1.
Is it Shira?
This is a lie to this cult.
My perception is good, though. My perception is good, though.
I do better on knowledge engineering than I have to it.
Jesus.
I'm not gonna count this one. I actually am curious though what I would get.
Yeah, you rolled an 18 on the knowledge engineering.
Okay, so Reynold and Cernan, you guys kind of look through it, kind of check it out. You do realize this rubble that's filling the stairwell, it said not result from a ceiling collapse. It looks like it was the result of a manually triggered deadfall that swiftly filled the stairs and blocked them off.
So it was when the
And
okay.
to clear this, it would take several days worth of work with the proper tools or shitloads of magic spells.
Summoner, get to work. No, I'm kidding.
I don't think Dan has spells for that, ironically enough.
Wait, spells for what? Sorry.
To clear rubble.
He doesn't have mage hand.
Yes, I do actually have mage hand. Yeah.
The mage hand can only lift like a pound or something.
I also have acid splash. If that would burn through it in any way.
That would be then it's a lot of rolls I'm not doing.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess we can't go that way.
Also, I just realized me rolling a nat 1 on the perception for that room makes perfect sense because I'm all the way over here and I wouldn't really see.
So yeah, I'm gonna.
What did your eagle eyes say?
Are you gonna like open the door, Shira?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do.
And then are you going to subsequently get on the floor and proceed to walk the dinosaur?
Yes, exactly.
So you open that door?
Yes.
Get on the floor and walk the dinosaur.
Open it up.
Stairs.
This is a flight of stairs that leads up.
Look at that, Cernan. I found the good stairs.
Ah, fuck! I completely forgot I had that.
What do you have?
But it doesn't matter if we're supposed to be going to the basement.
I know.
No, I should have read magic on the stuff outside on the wall.
Before we go up the stairs, I'm gonna open this door. I'm just gonna keep popping doors open.
Are these upward stairs or downward stairs?
Up.
Upward, yeah.
Okay.
I just said
I'm
that.
not.
Kate.
I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go up them yet. I'm gonna open up
so
this
you pop
door
this
over here,
door.
which I can't
Okay.
move
I
my
imagine
token.
that's gonna be like a closet because it's under the stairs.
Okay, you pop that door. It appears to be a little broom closet.
I cannot move my token.
You see some glasses with a crack in them and a drawing of a boy with a lightning scar on his head.
It feels
Okay.
like home.
Wizard.
Then Cernan opens this door. Let's do this the lazy.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter!
Comfort pie.
Why can I not move myself?
Okay, then this is there's several moldy cots that lay strewn around the room,
There we go.
while doors to smaller, more private sleeping cells hang askew to the west. Judging from the rest of this room's decor, this once must have been an infirmary.
Infirmary.
I don't think it would be helpful to get. I'm gonna open this door before I go look in the infirmary.
Yeah.
So
Hold
this
on,
door.
let me delete this penis. So you open the door to your left, Al?
Yes, this door. This
Okay.
door. This door. I have teleported off the field.
So it
Oh.
leads to a hallway that leads to what appears to be where you were prior.
Hmm.
Huh, neat.
Okay.
Shall we check out in the infirmary?
Yep,
Mm,
I'm gonna lead towards the infirmary.
Okay.
Yep.
So you guys, do you all enter the room?
Yes,
Yes.
and I know the door slammed shut.
I never said that.
I'm going to be entering one of the first people, if I can, as well, if there's any sort of lead to who
Okay,
will
so go ahead and
enter
put
first.
yourselves in the room where you're looking around. All of these cells are open, kind of like private rooms in there. Reynold, are you in the room as well?
Yes. Sorry, my hands are otherwise occupied at the moment.
Stop masturbating. Goddamn.
I'm not. I'm racing my horse.
So
It's even worse.
that doesn't
I know.
make it sound any better. Reynold, stop masturbating. I'm racing my horse.
I'm just gonna look around and see if there's anything that sticks out to me,
Yeah,
like out of
Okay.
the normally.
same.
That's why I
Okay,
did the
so
perception.
First things first, everybody give me a perception check.
Perception.
Just take the first one. My computer did the double click thing. As much as I want to use the 23. It's really annoying that I think my mouse.
Yeah,
is
mine
broken
does
a
that
little
too.
bit.
Don't worry.
Yeah, it could be a
It's
stick problem.
Roll20, honestly.
No,
really?
it does this with anything. Like it does it with Steam as well. Yeah, I think it's my mouse.
Yeah, so it might be a stick problem. I had that with my old mouse.
Like I'll be on Steam, I'll click a game to see the details, and it'll be like, now launching game. I'm just like,
right back.
no.
Ow! What the fuck was that?
I don't know, but demons from hell just attacked.
So wait, somebody said they'd be right back.
Yeah, Ouch said that.
God damn it!
Why did he see something?
Roll for initiative. I sense it coming over.
Oh yeah, I assume so.
I sense a disturbance in the heresy.
Come on, lay it on me. Have us roll for initiative and then cut it to next week.
Oh yeah, shit, it's that time.
You don't know that. Shut up.
Look, I assumed you were gonna wait till we found the first room that had enemies, and then you're gonna cut it to next time. It's getting late.
You don't know. Quiet you.
I presume I didn't notice anything out of the normal.
So, all of you in the room, you all kind of walk in and you're searching around. None of you notice, out of the center of the room, rises
Don Mose?
a twisted, nearly skeletal ghost of what appears to be a broken prisoner. So first things first, I'm going to need everybody, as it shrieks out and says, "Leave us!" I'm going to need everybody to roll me a will save.
Hold up.
It's in defenses, right?
Yeah.
There it is.
I know very much of this playing thing.
1 second. Almost there.
Oh my god! That's the one.
Oh.
I finally get a character that's good at will saves, and I roll a fucking 1.
I gotta make sure.
So
somehow I rolled the highest.
So as this poltergeist rises out of the floor, revealing himself, he lets out a shriek, and the form combined with a shriek frightens all of you for
200,000 damage.
Whoops, I didn't mean to roll 44.
I bet you
For
he
4 rounds. So all of you are frightened for 4 rounds as this ghost comes out of the ground, and we'll end it there for the week. Fuck you, Zidrum.
I knew it. Let me throw on that. What was it?
How much damage are we taking?
Frightened. You didn't take any damage. You all get the frightened condition.
We don't have frightened in here.
It's fear.
Fear, yeah.
That's
We've had that in the other one.
That's what I figured, but when Zidrum asked about if it was fear, you're like, it's frightened. I'm like,
if you hover over it, it says shaken/frightened/panicked.
Yeah.
So I just posted a picture of what the monster looks like.
It's Thresh.
Oh, and also I found that rogue archetype called Counterfeit Mage.
That looks pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. It has knives and hooks hovering around him.
Oh, it has like the phantasmal type of like the way the see-throughness and stuff like that. Art is how I imagine my summon on top of my character.
Yeah, that's how I kind of imagined it.
Except mine's more purple.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but you did see my comment about it next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's unfortunate, but this is what it is.
Don't worry, we can we'll just do a session without you. No, I'm kidding.
In all honesty, it is nice to know up front this anyway. So.
Yeah.
I prefer people to tell me up front rather than 5 minutes before session. Hey, face.
Why? Fuck you.
I will tell you for the ones that I do know off the top of my head.
No, I understand.
planned them. So
I understand that like sometimes things come up.
Well,
I like that me and Ilya have an understanding of if I say nothing, then I'm good.
Yeah, like if he doesn't say anything, I just assume he's good.
it's my dinner. So the last one I did was
It's my birthday
technically
this
mine
weekend. I just realized that.
because of what my current position in the club is, but now it's mine because I'm the chairman. It's my turn to have one. So
Are you not the president anymore?
I am not.
I don't know how often that rolls over.
Every day.
No,
Every other day.
you're only president for the year in which you get elected. Now, if you are chosen to be elected multiple times as president, then you can continue. However, ideally, you will be president, and then your next role will be the junior past worthy, which is basically meant to be like an advisory to the current. And then after that, I get to be a POM, a plain old member.
You just
Peace.
lied to me.
A piece of material garbage is more like it.
You added an extra letter in there. It doesn't work.
Shut up.
Pomegranate.
So I'm in this party, and they're like, I think he's bio because they did the ready check and didn't. And then somebody's like, that or needs more fiber in their diet. And then somebody's like, noob question, what does bio mean?
To be fair, that is something over here that no one calls that. I learned that
Yeah.
from my fact of playing with American people. I actually never used to know what the fuck that meant either.
Yeah,
So-
I only
And
I only
I
learned that
only
when you
see it
guys
in
were
Final
saying it.
Fantasy.
I used to see it in old MMOs.
Yeah.
So
Also, Ilya, I just saw the picture you posted in the gallery. I can't wait for that emote.
I know.
Wait, what emote?
We're getting the phone
So
emote.
fun.
to
Nice.
kind of match our. We'll finally be able to use all of those tombstones that we don't need anymore. They'll just become telephones.
I really
No,
hope.
I think there's going to be some massive thing at the end where we finally find out what the fuck Rare was actually gathering all these time zones for. What should be some big fucking boss or some shit? Because she's gathering that shit for a reason. Like she's giving us some good
Because
gear.
she's a greedy cunt.
She's giving us some like really decent gear for this stuff though. Like they gotta be worth something to people.
Yeah.
That she's the only one that really realizes what they're actually for.
And I'll say we ended session at the perfect time because another party just filled.
Everybody say bye. I'm ending the stream.
Everybody do
Bye-bye
fuck
now.
off.
Everybody say bye.
Wait,
I'm
let
ending
me
the
see if
stream.
this works.
Bye.
Farewell there.
Oh, come on.